This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Well, the advice I give to all writers, whether it's television, motion picture, novels, or anything else, is that you must write every day. And one of the things that you come to realize when you're around a lot of writers is that they love to talk about writing and love having written, but don't really love the process of writing. They find it often very painful. And this isn't bad. I mean, I know some of the best writers I know struggle. Every day they struggle. I don't struggle. And I know why I don't struggle. I don't struggle because I was always the stupidest kid in my class. And the idea that I would ever be brilliant was knocked out of me in the third grade. So I'm not sitting around here trying to be brilliant. I'm trying to be Shakespeare. I'm just trying to get the work I have in my head down on the page in the best way I possibly know how, without putting that horrible pressure on myself of saying, and I'm going to write it today, and in 200 years at Princeton University, they will be studying these words. I couldn't write like that, and I know that that's why a lot of my friends have trouble getting it on paper. It's that sense that it has to be brilliant, and I want my stuff to be as good as I can conceivably make it, but I am not going to put that on my head, and I think it's a real strong byproduct and plus of being the worst student in my school.
Welcome all. Here's the late, great Stephen J. Cannell. So, if that sounds familiar, he worked on all kinds of crazy-ass shows in the 80s and 90s. 21 Jump Street, The A-Team, The Rockford Files. Well, that's 70s, but you know what I mean. Renegade, The Greatest American Hero, and Comish. He also wrote a bunch of novels that were mystery books. There you go. But yeah, anytime you see any of his things, any of his material, you pretty much know what you're watching. He's also worked on Beretta, Baba Black Sheep. I also forget he was responsible for Hunter and Hardcastle and McCormick. And he even released a bunch of his canceled or 1 or 2 season shows like On Sub, Booker, Palace Guard, Cobra, and The Hat Squad, and Missing Persons onto DVD. It was actually titled canceled, Too Brilliant for TV Connell shows. But yeah, he was even a creative consultant on the A-Team remake movie and the 21 Jump Street, parody / continuation movies with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. So it's just also interesting how he just started off as like a typical kind of 70s guy. Works on stuff like Ironside and Columbo, and was even a story editor on Adam 12. So I thought that really does make sense, especially the Adam 12 thing, for why he pretty much goes for the formula, and then he just slowly just has his characters have an unusual quirk, and it's like that's what makes those shows stand on for multiple years. He also produced Prophet. He did not create it, but he produced it, as well as worked on another Richard Grieco show called Marker for UPN that was filmed in Hawaii. So that was pretty much his answer to the Hawaii 5-0 formula. Let alone, he pretty much is just like Belisario and even Stephen Bochco. Just have unusual characters and just go to town on them. And it's so wild how his company got acquired by New World Pictures, and Fox later acquired that in 96. So from 95 to 96, that's it. But his estate apparently signed a worldwide distribution deal with Shout Factory, so that makes sense why they've been able to, adapt a bunch of his stuff. He's even done some partial acting just for fun. He even created, I can't believe I skimmed over it. He actually did guest star a few different times as himself on both All My Children and on the show Castle. So that's wild. I did not know that. But yeah, he had a recurring role as Dutch on Renegade, which he created. So that's wild. I did not know that. But I thought the guy looked weird and unusual. So it's because I remembered him from his photos. There you go. Yeah, but he's pretty much been impossible to, kill. And I think what just, again, all his material just stands out. It just makes you feel good. Just some easy escapism, just easy to get into, just material. And he was also dyslexic and even appeared in a documentary on that. So I think that's pretty cool. Even William Catt, of all people, from Greatest American Hero, wrote a song for Cannell called Cody the Cowboy. And Cannell was touched by that and even named one of his sons Cody because he loved that song. So, but yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, and everyone's heard his stuff. I mean, not heard, seen. You've all seen his stuff. It's just impossible to miss. And even if you weren't completely taken aback by it, I mean, it served its purpose. Just easygoing, over-the-top entertainment. Sometimes it was campy, sometimes it was serious, but either way, left a mark. So there you go.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small-town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast wrecks and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
The Jacked Up Review Show podcast is honored to be part of the Blind Knowledge Podcast Network. Join anytime, talk the talk, and enjoy yourselves. There's something enlightening for everyone with this crowd of cool cats. Check them out.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a Jacked Up